Good morning, everybody. Good morning, praise the Lord, and welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So grateful, thankful, excited, ecstatic, and elated to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way. In today's Good Morning Grief Devotion, this is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. Thank you so very much for joining us on today. Super duper excited to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 362. This message is just for you. I don't need to think 10 steps ahead. I don't need to think 10 steps ahead. I don't need to think 10 steps ahead. Let's talk about it, y'all. As I journey through the wilderness of my grief, I only need to think about the next step. If I try to project too far ahead, I sometimes get discouraged or I wobble on the step I'm taking right now because my attention is elsewhere. As I journey through the wilderness of my grief, I only need to think about the next step. It's so very important for you to know and understand that as you navigate through this journey, grief, you only need to think about the next step. When I was reading this, y'all, I was thinking about whenever you go on a trip, you use your GPS navigational system. When you use your GPS navigational system, y'all, you take one step at a time, right? That they only tell you the next step to take. Turn right up here at this light. Continue forward for the next 100 miles. They only give you the next step. They're not going to give you the rundown of every single step and tell you at one time what you need to do. They only give you the next step, right? As you journey to your destination, as you journey to wherever it is you're trying to go, they only give you the next step. And this is what you got to know about the grief journey. There is so much going on. There's so much that has happened. There's so much that has taken place mentally and emotionally and spiritually and even physically. So much is going through your mind. So much has happened. And this is the thing, you can get overwhelmed real easily trying to consider everything that's happening and everything that is taking place. And the best thing that you can do as you navigate through the journey, just focus on the next step. You don't have to be 10 steps ahead. Just focus on the next step. You really can't even see 10 steps ahead because things are so cloudy, right? When you're going through grief, like things are hazy, things are cloudy, a lot of things are not clear. For you trying to be 10 steps ahead, for you trying to look, you ain't gotta do all that. All you gotta do is focus on the next step. One of my favorite quotes says, small steps lead to great distances. That small steps, they will lead you and take you to great distances. All you got to do is focus on the next step. That's it. All you got to do is focus on the next step in order for you to navigate through this journey. If I try to project too far ahead, I sometimes get discouraged or I wobble on the step that I'm taking right now because my attention is elsewhere. You don't need to wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. You don't need to wobble on your now step, right? you you don't need to be focused. You don't need to have your attention somewhere else that's keeping you from focusing and moving where you need to be. All you need to do is focus on the next is one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 moment at a time, 1 day at a time. Tomorrow's going to take care of itself. Read Matthew 6. Tomorrow's going to take care of itself, right? That you just need to focus on the next step, whatever that next step may be. Whatever that next step may be. It may just be getting out of bed. It may be fixing you a cup of coffee. It may be getting on this grief devotion. It may be calling your therapist. It may be just whatever tangible things you need to take care of as a result of what has happened and taken place, right? Making a phone call, getting the death certificate, or I don't know what it is. Just focus on the next step. Don't get overwhelmed by the possibilities, the duties, and the responsibilities and everything that you have to do. Just focus on the next step, period. If I focus on this step as I'm taking it, and then the next step as I'm taking that one, and so on, I'll be fine in the long run. I used to say this quote all the time: the journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with one step. The journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with one step. Yes, you're on the grief journey. Yes, you're navigating through. Yes, you're trying to progress. You want to progress. But the journey starts with one single step. And that small step will lead you to a great distance if you just continue, right, to take small steps. I don't know what you're focused on. I don't know what you need to do next. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I just want to tell you the power of taking a next step. Here's the final thought. What do you mean 10 steps ahead? There is only this step. What do you mean 10 steps ahead? There is only this step. And I want to encourage you. Focus on this step. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the next. Don't worry about 10 steps ahead. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about, well, how am I gonna do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta go over there and do this, and then I gotta clean that out, and I gotta do this over there, and I still gotta do, and I still got, and then I ain't forgot about that. And what about this over here? And I still gotta take it. Just focus on the next step. Y'all, don't be so overwhelmed by the burdens and the challenges and the problems and the things that come along with loss, change, and transition that it drowns you. Just focus on the next step and you'll be able to see your way clear. What do you mean 10 steps ahead? There's only one step. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 362. This message is for me and for you. I don't need to think 10 steps ahead. I want to let you know you don't need to take 10 steps ahead. Just focus on the next step. Focus on the next step. This was so good today. Thank you for keeping it raw, real, and relevant. Absolutely. Thank you so very much, Nakisha, for your comment. I want to encourage y'all, just take a next step. That's it. That's it. I hope and pray y'all have a phenomenal Friday and a wonderful weekend. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I'm going to see y'all soon. Hey, just focus on that next step. I love y'all. Let's go.